All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's go ahead and take another look here at the Jasmi price chart. We have had a lot really happening over the last 4 days or so, but I just want to take a look at the chart one more time because during the moment when things are moving fast, it's kind of difficult to try and project how the chart is going to be looking or even making own decisions. So far, I haven't done anything ever since the price dropped here for Jasmi. But there is a big question that a lot of people are asking right now. Is Jasmi actually broken? And I was posting earlier on that, the answer to that is not yet. Now, what I was looking at was this structure that we see over there, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit much more. And we'll see what we have there towards the end of the video. But before we start, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video by delicately tapping the like button. It will, of course, tell the YouTube algorithm that yes, this video is relevant and it gets shown to as more people as possible. So what we are faced here with is the Jasmi price chart. Although there is nothing that feels optimistic about this, is still the price making these higher lows. As you can see, this low is lower compared to this higher low here, which is lower to this higher low that the Jasmi just recently set, I think maybe a day ago or something like that. So today we have got a little bit of a bounce as high as like 5%, but we are seeing greater moves right across the board. We are seeing things up as high as double digits and up as 50%. I was seeing, I think that was something like SNX synthetics, but yeah, for the most part, I mean, things are up close to 8%, 10% thereabout, which is great right across the market. Once again, this is proof that Jasmi is not the bad coin that we have right there. It's just moving right along with the rest of the market. So it's really a stupid idea for people to come and say, oh yeah, Jasmi is dead or anything like that. In fact, it's just following what the rest of the market is doing. So that means, you're also saying the rest of the market is dead, because how are these things moving in tandem like they are doing right now? So I'm not defending anybody or anything, but I'm just making sure that we all understand that it's really a weak argument to be arguing that Jasmi is the one that is dead when pretty much the rest of the market is moving in tandem. So we've got the higher lows that we are talking about right there. But I think one other thing that is more convincing is that the RSI over the last few months, I think we can go as far back as, I would say here, maybe I can say here we can go as far back as October 2023. And what we have noticed each and every single time is that Jasmi has found support right around the 60 mark here on the daily RSI. So that is very much strong. And the reason why I'm bringing that up right now is because we are also right at that 30 mark in terms of the RSI. So this has been a support ever since October 2023. I think it's also very much natural to expect some kind of a reaction right along that zone there, meaning we're anticipating the price at least, or the RSI, to start pushing towards the upside one more time. And that would also probably mean that there is a support here for Jasmi. Now that will be great in terms of like maintaining the bullish structure. Once again, I acknowledge that it doesn't feel like that because we are having a very wide range here. So I mean, take a look at this. From this peak right there until the bottom, we are seeing like this is a minus 60%, but when the price rises towards the upside here, it goes up as high as like 165%. So there is a lot of emotional confusion that happens right there. People really cannot understand what this washing machine is all about. But I can tell you that this is not a bug. It's actually what cryptocurrencies are all about. I mean, take a look at this one, minus 51%. Then from the low until the top there, the price goes up as high as like 116%. So one moment we are too much excited, pumping 100 something percent, and then the next moment we are also going down, dumping as high as like minus 47%. So I get the idea. I get the feeling is not great at this point, but the honest truth is that the market really does not care about anybody's feelings or emotions or anything like that. So I mean, I report what I'm seeing here on the chart is that we have got these higher lows. And, with the RSI being where it has been historically supported, I think we can use that word because we are dating as far back as October 2023. And that's almost like 2 years, isn't it? That's a long time, I think, in my opinion. So far, so good, in as much as it doesn't feel like that here on the price chart. So, I mean, should we be able to go back to hit the resistance once again? If this is going to be the low, we're now looking at right around like an 80% pump even. So that's a little bit much more exciting. And I hope this is the structure that we maintain right across the board because we need something like this here for Jasmi, right? Now, over and over, we have talked about this, falling wedges, saying that they're technically bullish time and again. You can see that the last one here was a total fake out with a breakout, and then the whole thing completely broke towards the downside. These things can happen. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that, of course, we are still maintaining these higher lows as we continue like that. But I think that, one can also come up with an argument and say that, look, here CF, there is a trend that has been broken, in which you can see that, okay, this was a support level right there, this also being another support level. Then of course we also had this right there as another support level that has been broken down. So what we now need for Jasmi to do, if this is going to be anything bullish, is to get back into this trend line and probably continue pushing up like this. If the unfortunate scenario of being rejected happens here again, we're not looking too good right there for Jasmi, but so far so good. I think we are still maintaining those higher lows. As I mentioned a little bit earlier on, we've got the RSI where it, over the last 2 years, dating as far back as October 2023, has been a good support level. On top of that, we are looking at the total 2 here. I've referred to this over and over again. This is the total market cap of crypto, excluding Bitcoin, and we are really at the verge of an all-time high here. Now, we have gotten a knockback, but I really believe that at some point we're going to be pushing towards the upside. Once again, I have proven to you that Jasmi just follows this whole thing. Nothing to do whatsoever with the project or any announcement that the team is going to be making. In fact, if anything, I think that the team just waits for everything, to come together so that they can make an announcement and, it turns out to be bullish. But whatever the case may be, I think take a look at this correlation. This is the total market cap, which is what I'm moving right now in yellow and red. Then, of course, down there, we've got this blue line, which you see here is the Jasmi price set. Then you understand that these things are pretty much moving right in tandem. Maybe there is a little bit of a lag, like maybe a day or two, but in the grand scheme of things, this is pretty much the same chart. So again, the drop that we see in the market is not because Jasmi is dead or Jasmi is a bad project. It's just because the rest of the market follows what other crypto markets are doing, right? So all you have learned in the past maybe is a total lie altogether, but it really doesn't matter. In any case, I think what I want to explain here is that we are really at the verge of breaking this resistance for the market cap of cryptos excluding Bitcoin, and really get into expansions and really bring the excitement right there. Now, this may not be as clear-cut in some situations because you can get an initial knockback when you get there, because this is also historical resistance. But eventually when you push up there, you're going to be creating a great scenario, and that obviously translates to Jasmi pumping as well. Now, we don't know how big this pullback is going to be for the altcoins. It's really difficult to measure at this point. We'd have to see as the time goes by. But specifically talking about Jasmi, I think I've shown you the strategy that we are maintaining those higher lows, and we have gotten to where we have been supported in the past. If those things do not hold, really at that point, all my hope will just be like, okay, whenever this thing, the total market cap of crypto outside of Bitcoin, when it breaks out, maybe this is also when we're going to be seeing Jasmi breaking out. But so far so good, as I said. And as I was highlighting in my post, I was saying that, look, Jasmi is not yet doomed, and there is still a lot of things that we can point to in terms of like a bullish case scenario. Other than that, I know that the feeling for a lot of people is not great. Trust me, I'm also human, and I feel like that sometimes, right? We're not really making huge moves towards the downside. We're down like maybe 8% a day or maybe 5% in a day, but it really feels like it was back then at the bottom of the bear market. So I'm thinking that since we've got all much of this negative sentiment at pretty much all-time highs for all these indexes, I think that at some point a turning point is coming here for Jasmi. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and I will see you on the next one. Take really good care of yourselves. Bye bye.